All right, today we're reviewing Lesson 5-1, Use Patterns in Mental Math to Divide, page 239. A bakery sells, and we're going to use patterns to find quotients. A bakery sells muffins to a local grocery store in boxes that hold 20 muffins each. How many boxes are used if 60 muffins are sold? 600 muffins, 6,000 muffins, and so on. You can choose any way you want to solve this work. Choose however you want to do it. So let me move ourselves up a little bit here. Okay, so if there's 20 per box of 60, we're going to do, there's 20 per box and we've got 60. We're doing like maybe a 60 divided by 20. How many 20s can we get out of 60? If you skip count by 20s, you would get 3. Then we're going to do 600 divided by 20. Ooh, things are looking wacky here. Remember, we can solve a simpler problem here. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. And it's 600 divided by 20. So what we're going to do here is you can see how many 20s can you get. You know you can get 3 20s out of 60. So how many can you get out of 600? So we're going to be, we've got another place value here. So a little trick is we're dividing 20 and 60. So we're going to get rid of those zeros. And we've got 1 0 left over. You can also say, if you know 3 times 20 is 60, you know if you add another 0, 30 times 20 is 600. So there's a couple different strategies you can use for this. For the last one, 6,000 divided by 20. Now you definitely don't want to be skip counting all the 20s until you get to 6,000. So if we use what we already know 20 divided into 600 equals 30, but it's 6,000, so we can just annex another 0 there. So that's using some patterns. Another way you could do it, using your math facts, what we just did over here, we can say 300 times 20 equals 6,000. You can there's 5 20s. You might know that 5 times 20 equals 100. So what times 20 would equal 600? You can do that. So you can say we're going to multiply that 6 times. There's lots of different ways you can figure this out. And how can you use multiplication to help you divide when we just kind of did that? So if we multiply 20 times 1, we know we get 20. And if we want to try to get a 6 there, we're going to probably try 20 times 3 because we know 2 times 3 is 6. And then we can do 20 times 30. So we're going to do 60 and annex another 0. 20 times 300. We'll do 60 because 20 times 3 equals 60. And then we can annex those 2 zeros. Lots of different strategies. All right. For the video that you can watch online, how can patterns help you divide multiples of 10? A jet carrier carries 18,000 passengers in 90 trips. The plane is full for each trip. How many passengers does the plane hold? So we're going to find 18,000 divided by 90. I can think of basic facts because we know 9 goes into 18 2 times, or 18 divided by 9 is 2. And remember, you can use your multiplication chart to help you with that. And then you can start messing around with your tens. So 180 divided by 90 is 18 tens divided by 9 tens is going to equal 2. But what if we add another 0? Then it's going to be 20. If we add another 2 zeros, it's going to be 200. So you can use that, your multiplication facts to help you. If the jet above carried 10,000 people in 50 trips, how many people did it carry in each trip? So 10,000 divided by 50, well, I know 50 goes into 100 two times, and then I've got 2 extra zeros left over. Let me double check that. 50 times 200, 5 times 2 is 10, and I've got 1, 2, 3 zeros to bring over. And that checks out. What basic facts help you find the answer? 5 times 2. Super simple. 5 times 2. Now let's do some real problems and see how we can see if we can remember what to do. Why is 210 divided by 30 the same as 21 tens divided by 3 tens? Well, 210 is 21 tens and 30 is 3 tens. They're the same thing. If I say something costs me 3 tens, 3 $10 bills, we know that's $30. So if something costs me 21 $10 bills, we know that's $210. So think of money to help you when you see that 10 stuff. A jet carried 12,000 people in 40 trips. If the jet was full each trip, how many people did it carry on each trip? So we have our problem is 12,000 divided by 40. We're going to solve a simpler problem. 12 divided by 4 goes in 3 times. And here's my little trick here. So I'm dividing. So I'm going to cross 1 0 out and 1 0 out, and I have 2 left over. So I'm going to annex those 2 zeros. Now let me double check this using multiplication. So 40 times 300, solve a simpler problem. 4 times 3 is 12. And in multiplication, I'm going to bring all 3 zeros over, 12,000, and that checks out. And as we're moving on here, 210 divided by 30 equals 21 tens divided by 3 tens. And 21 tens divided by 3 tens, solve a simpler problem. 21 divided by 3 is 7. The tens kind of cancel out, so my answer is 7. And let's check that out. 3 tens is 30 times 7, 21. Solve a simpler problem, add a 0. 210 equals 21 tens. So that does check out. For number 4, 480 tens divided by 60 is like saying 48, or 480 divided by 60 is like saying 48 tens divided by 6 tens. 48 divided by 6, 48 divided by 6 is, sorry, I'm going to get a drink of water here. 48 divided by 6 is 8. And number 5, 15,000 divided by 30 is like saying, watch what they did there. This is pretty tricky. They took a 0 away and they said 1,500 tens is the same as 3 tens. So see how you can rename 15,000 into 1,500 tens. So now let's solve this problem. 3 goes into 15 5 times, but we've got 2 zeros left over. So let's check that. 30, which is 3 tens, times 500. Solving a simpler problem, 3 times 5 is 15. Bring up my 3 zeros with me, 15,000, and that checks out. 1,000 or 8,100 divided by 90. Let's solve a simpler problem. 81 divided by 9 is 9. And I'm going to, I have a 0 on either side I can cross out and 1 left over. So I bring him over. 28 divided by 7 is 4. I've got a 0 on both sides, 1 on either side, and 1 left over. 30,000 divided by 5. 5 goes into 30 6 times. I'm going to cross out 1 0. Remember, I already used that 1 0. So how many do I have left? I have 2 left. And 6 goes into 16 3 times. Cross the 0 out here and here. and it means I have 1 left. And you can always check your work. 60 times 30, 6 times 3 is 18, and I'm going to bring 2 zeros with me, and that checks out. So have some fun with multiplication or division using tens.